All right, so this next thing I'm going to demonstrate is the state I want you to have your MP3 when we meet again on Friday. All right, so you have your whole movie, you have your intro title, you have your exit titles, which has both your name and any credits that you might need. And you're going to want to export this media. Now, one thing that's most important is to make sure that the timeline is selected. And the way I know the timeline is selected is from this blue line that goes around the timeline. If the program window is selected, the blue line goes around the program window. If I select over here, then the blue line is going around the effects controls. If you now go to File, Export, you can export the media, but it's most safest to have the timeline selected. So File, Export, and then Export Media. And it goes. And what it's showing right here is basically this is your movie, and these are the settings that you need to worry about. So the movie, you can actually scroll through the entire movie. Right? What's interesting about this is that you see these arrows on either side, or these kind of triangles. You want those triangles to be at the very end of your movie. It actually allows you to crop the movie if you wanted to. So if I wanted to just play a certain amount of the movie or export a certain amount of the movie, I can move that in. That can be convenient. If you want to show someone just a teeny little clip and you just want to export that, you can move those arrows in. It takes less time, and then you export it. Now, for this initial program, I want you to export as big of a file as possible. All right, and the easiest way to do that is to go up in these settings here and click Match Sequence Settings. What Match Sequence Settings does is it takes the high sequence settings that you started, and it allows you to export that in the highest resolution possible. The other thing you're going to worry about is you're going to go to output name, because it's not just naming your clip, but it also allows you to store it in a specific place. I'm going to store it under JBordage, under assignment 1, and I'm going to name this. And remember, the naming convention is your last name, video 1, assignment 1, with underscores. Underscore is shift hyphen, and hyphen is up on the top number keyboard. All right, and I hit save. And at that point, I come down here, and all I have to do is click export. And right now, you get all excited because this goes really, really quickly. But what it's right now doing is it's rendering the sound only. The sound takes much less time than the video. So this is not something to do 3 minutes before class. Oh, this got a little bit faster than I thought. All right, so right now I should have my MPEG right here. And so now if I play it, it should come up. And I can hit full screen. It should be in pretty good shape for full screen. All right, and what I would do is to see the entire film all the way through on this screen before you submit it. And I'll tell you why you should do that. Sometimes when you're in the heat of moving stuff around, you'll have some loose clips way at the end here that you were planning on using. They could be just slivers of clips. If you do have a little sliver of a clip right here, what's going to happen is that when you export the movie, it's going to play all the way to that last sliver of clip. I don't want to see all this stuff that's mostly blank screen and play at the end. Make sure that's all cleaned up. sometimes I'll like click drag over that space, and since there's nothing there, I don't have to worry about it. Another place to check that is to go to File, Export Media, and just drag this cursor from front to back, and you can actually play the movie here, and that's another way to check. All right, any questions about that, of how to export the movie? Okay, so the goal for today or for the week is for you to export the movie. I have some office hours today. I also have some office hours on Thursday afternoon. So if you need any help or struggling, try to make an appointment with me and I'll meet you here. I usually have office hours in the next room, but I'm certainly happy to meet you here. They usually take place at 3:10. All right, that's what I got in terms of demonstrations. Let's kind of sweeten this up and finish up the project.